everybody, my name is Skyline3639. Welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, it's going to be my predictions for the Yu-Gi-Oh! July 2021 ban list. It is that time of year for ban list season, and this time around, I honestly don't think they're going to be hitting much this time around, but that's going to be when we get to the prediction. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting ban list because honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh! At the current state is pretty healthy. There's a lot of diverse decks in today's current meta game. I think there's like 23 decks in some of the pie charts in some of the tournaments. So there's a lot of decks in this format. So when you can play a lot of decks in the format, that usually means that the metagame is somewhat healthy. Now, there is still some bullshit, which they probably will address in this ban list, but I gotta say, they're probably not going to be hitting much because of that reason. It's a really diverse metagame right now, and I can't wait to see what the ban list hits, because honestly, there's probably only like one or two things they're going to hit. But without further ado, though, let's get into the video. So before we go into the cards that I think will be on the ban list, we have to cover the cards that I think will avoid the ban list this time around. We're going to be starting off with the Tri-Gauge monsters, or anything to go alongside it. Now, statistically, Tri-Gauge is probably the best deck in the current format right now, with them getting that new support card, the Link 2 monster from Lightning Overdrive that lets them search the Revolt and stuff. They basically became the best deck in the entire format, but I don't think they're going to be hitting anything just yet, because this deck is just getting into its groove. They're not going to, neuter it straight out of the get-go. But yeah, this deck is going to be really good, and something we're going to have to watch out for, the upcoming ban list. But in this ban list specifically, I don't think they're really going to hit anything. A lot of people are saying maybe hit 10 key and limit it to 1. That's most likely a good idea, but I don't think they're going to actually do it. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting what this deck is going to be played. I don't think it's going to hit the ban list whatsoever. So yeah, that is cards I think will avoid the ban list. Another card I think that will avoid the ban list as well is Zeus. Now, Zeus is a very interesting card. It's, a card that's, not once per turn, that you can send your entire field to the graveyard, of course, except for himself. That's not once per turn. Zodiacs have basically became this engine for the Zeus that basically gets 4 to 6 materials on it, and then just activate it during your opponent's turn and stuff like that. Zeus is a really problem card right now, but I don't think they're going to ban it anytime soon, because, it just got released last year. People have figured out ways to out the Zeus and stuff like that, so I don't feel like they're going to hit the deck or the card whatsoever. A lot of people think it will get limited, which I don't think that will do anything. Maybe it'll stop the Zodiac engine from pumping out 2 to 3 Zeuses, but that's about it. Everyone else is basically playing this as a one-of in their decks, and that's kind of the thing with this card. It's been used in every single deck. They can basically pull out an XYZ monster, and then Zeus is basically in that deck as well. I think it's going to avoid the ban list. A lot of people think it will go to 1 just to avoid the 2 to 3 Zeus problem, but even then, Zeus will still be a problem at 1. So I don't think it's going to hit the ban list whatsoever. But yeah, that is a card that will avoid the ban list. Now let's get on to the cards that I think will get banned. Starting off with Dragoon. Now, I think this card is gotten to the time where it's finally might get banned in this ban list. Now, I'm still split on decision, like 50% me thinking it will get banned, and then 50% of me thinking it won't get banned. This is very hard to predict, because they have not been hitting Dragoon whatsoever in the past couple ban lists, because really Dragoon hasn't been doing this that much. But in this format specifically, Dragoon has been doing a lot for those decks that are in the rogue tier, but getting those tops and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Dragoon is finally going to get banned in this one. Still leaning on it might not, but I'm finally going to say that Dragoon is going to get banned in this one. Because honestly, I think they were going to limit Red Eyes Fusion and ban Verte and Anaconda first. But why, ban a card and limit a card just to calm down one card when you can just ban the straight up problem in Dragoon? Dragoon is a really stupid card, and that you can't target, can't destroy, it's stuff like that. People have figured out ways to out it, things with like Zeus, or, non-target banish it with things like a Sure Egg with the Tri-Gauge deck. So, Dragoon, people have figured out ways to out it, but, when there's a problem when decks are specifically built around Dragoon, yes, those decks are probably not that good, because Dragoon can be outed pretty easily in this format. I still think Dragoon might get banned. Again, it's still a 50-50 thing. I don't know. I think, personally, I'm still leaning more towards it might get banned in this one. So yeah, I think Dragoon will get banned. Next thing up on the chopping board is Guard Dragon LP. Now, everyone and their mother is probably predicting this, and for a good reason. You know, when it's a Link 1 monster that can special summon from the deck, you know it's pretty broken. And it's been avoiding the ban list for a couple of ban lists now, and now I think it will finally get banned. Now, it's going to be interesting as well because, you know, Dragon Link has basically been the top deck for a little bit now, but now is no longer the top deck thanks to Zodiac Tri-Brigade getting their new support and stuff. But I still think they're going to ban LP because LP did do a lot in this format. Zodiac Tri-Brigade just basically popped it during the end of the format. So I still think they're going to ban Guard Dragon LP because, again, a Link 1 that can special summon itself, or special summon a card from the extra deck, or not the extra deck, from the deck, is still pretty broken and probably a card that should be banned, to be honest with you. But yeah, but a lot of people are expecting more Dragon hits in this ban list. I think personally they're just going to ban LP and hit nothing else to the deck because, again, it's not even the best deck in the format anymore. A lot of people are saying maybe limit Striker Dragon, limit the Quick Launch, limit the Rocket Tracer. Again, I think they're just going to ban LP and just leave it at that because, again, it's not even the best deck in the entire format anymore. So why hit it so much when it's not even the best? So yeah, I think they're going to hit Guard Dragon LP, but I think everyone else knows that as well. And that's it for my ban section. Yeah, only 2 banned cards in this prediction so far. But yeah, I think that's all they're going to really hit on the ban list. But yeah, now let's get on to the limited cards. Now, starting with the limited section, I'm going with the Miscellaneousaurus from the Dinosaur deck. Now, of course, a lot of people are expecting dinosaurs to get hit because Scrap Raptor was printed as a common, and they're speculating since they printed it at a common that dinosaurs are somehow going to get hit on the next ban list. Now, I do think it will get hit on the ban list. Is it because Scrap Raptor is a common? Probably not. But, you know, Miscellaneousaurus is a really stupid card. A lot of people have been asking for this card to get limited for a while now. But holy shit, Misk is just really powerful for the dinosaur deck. If you don't know, you can send this card to the graveyard, and basically all your dinosaur monsters on the field are unaffected by activated card effects, which is absolutely dumb. So you can't basically stop their combos and stuff like that. Nibiru does nothing against this deck thanks to Miscellaneousaurus. Now, I think they're going to limit Misk for that reason, because Misk also has the banish effect where you can summon out Archosaur from the deck as well, and then the deck even got more powerful with, of course, Scrap Raptor now being a part of the deck as well. But I think limiting Misk to 1 will not kill the deck. You know, it will hurt the deck, but, you know, you still have the 3 Fossil Dig and stuff, because Fossil Dig is not on the limited list for me in this episode. But I think, you know, you have your ways to get the Fossil Dig and stuff, and yes, sure, your opening play might be with Misk and stuff, but after that, if they ended up breaking your board, you don't have Misk to, again, just straight up just try to get into your board back again, because Misk is limited to 1. So I think Miscellaneousaurus is the correct hit. A lot of people might think Fossil Dig is as well. I think the Misk is probably a better hit than what Fossil Dig is going to do. But yeah, I think Miscellaneousaurus will go down to 1. So yeah, that is it for Miscellaneousaurus. And honestly, I think that's all they're going to do in this ban list is, you know, ban maybe 2 cards and then limit Miscellaneousaurus. And that's about it. I don't think they're really going to do much after this. So at this point in time, you're going to be seeing my, you know, wish list. You know, that was my prediction. The rest of this video will now be my wish list of some sort. Now, there's a lot of cards on the ban list that can be taken off. And same thing with the limited list where a lot of cards can probably come off as well. But I'm going to condense it down to just cards that might, you know, see somewhat of a change in the meta. So yeah, we're going to be starting off with Thunder Dragon Colossus being limited. Now, this card got limited in last year's January ban list, January 2020 ban list. So yeah, it's been on the ban list for a while now, but I think it will now come down to, or well, I wish it comes down to 1. Yes, it's very easy to go into and stuff like that, and a lot of people will remember this card for, you know, being a 1-card starter, you know, being, you know, tribute on one of your Thunder Dragons and stuff, summon this card and stuff like that. That's absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, if you keep it at 1, I think it's not a problem whatsoever. A lot of decks, especially with Forbidden Droplet and Dark Ruler No More going around right now, Thunder Dragon Colossus basically doesn't really do that much anymore. Yes, its Droll and Lockbird type effect is absolutely ridiculous, but a lot of decks have ways to out Thunder Dragon Colossus nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised if This card would come back to 1 and absolutely do nothing. It'll see maybe put Thunder Dragons to rogue at best, sure, but that's about it. So yeah, I think I wish Colossus would come back to 1 just to see what it can do. I don't think it will really do anything. That's why I want to take it off the ban list. So you don't have a fucking worthless card on the ban list right now. But yeah, I wish Colossus will come to 1. So yeah, there is that. The next thing up on my wish list is Blaster Dragon Ruler of Inferno. Now this is interesting because I think it's gotten to the point where Dragon Rulers can probably all go to 1 and probably not do that much. I think Blaster will be the next one. Tempest has been around for a while now and it's done absolutely nothing. I think Blaster can probably be the next one to come off the ban list. If you really think about it, it's probably a worst outrage right now because its effect to discard this card and I think a fire monster. Let me just read it real quick. During your send this card and a fire monster to the graveyard, target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Yeah, that's just like a little bit of a worst outleash because outleash can target and send instead of destroying and stuff like that. So yeah, I think this can probably come back to 1 without a problem. I think all the Dragon Rollers can come back to 1 without a problem. But let's do it one at a time. Let's do Blaster right now, kind of thing, and see if that does anything, and then slowly move all the Dragon Rulers to limited just to see, because I think the Dragon Rulers are, they're still very good, and why they shouldn't be unlimited just yet. But I think at 1, their power is, condensed, and, all the other meta can handle it kind of thing. But yeah, I think Blaster can come back to 1 with no problem. I would love to see the Dragon Rulers come back just to, have that nostalgia from 2013 now. Holy shit, that was 8 years ago. Holy fuck. Man, this deck is old as shit, but holy shit, yeah, I think it will come. I wish it comes back to 1 just to slowly move off all the Dragon Rulers. Blaster doesn't really seem like that much of a problem right now, especially with no fire deck going around right now. Maybe Spring Guns, but that's about it. So yeah, that is it for Blaster. Next thing up on my limited list is the Orchest Harp Horror. Now, this is actually going to be interesting because Orchest Outledge has been seeing a lot of play now as probably one of the more favorable builds of the deck. You still have your Zodiacs and stuff like that with them. But Orchest Outledge has been seeing a lot of play recently. It's been pretty good. So why not throw him a bone? Let's throw him Harp Horror, The Orchest engine is, I don't think by itself is that good anymore. All the meta decks can contain it without a doubt. And then, giving them Harp Horror to 1 wouldn't be that much of a problem. So I think Orchest Harp Horror can come back. Again, I don't think Orchest is doing anything by itself. With the Outlands engine is pretty good. So throwing them Orchest Harp Horror, that could be interesting to watch, and that's why I want to limit this card to 1, just to see what that deck can do with Orchest Harp Horror. But honestly, if you really think about it, it's really not going to do that much, because again, the Orchest engine, even with Harp Horror, probably wouldn't see that much meta play anyway, because that's just how it is. It's just the game has just sped up to where the meta decks today can easily handle, especially in Master Rule 5, can easily handle what Orchest can do. So yeah, Orchest Harp Horror to 1. That is it for Harp Horror. Next thing up on my limited wish list is Electrum, and holy shit, just give the Pendulum players what they fucking want at this point. Honestly, I'm tired of, the Pendulum players. Electrum Knight can use to come back to 1. Now, it's probably not going to happen because there's a new Link 2 Pendulum monster that's coming out in, Dawn of Majesty for the new Salafacord archetype that's getting more support in Dawn of Majesty. So they're getting a Link 2 anyways. It's a little bit weaker version of Heavy Metalful's Electrumite. But why not? Just give him fucking Electrumite. I don't think Pendulum would do anything anyways, even with Electrumite at 1. So just throw him Electrumite at this point. I'm honestly just make my day with Triff seeing that Electrumite is now back at 1 and just him freaking his shit out. Because again, I don't think Electrumite would do anything at 1 just because Pendulum it's not the best deck. I'm sorry, Pendulum players. It's not the best deck. Shut up. It's not the best deck. So I think giving them Electrumite would be throwing them a bone. But Pendulum is still shit. So I don't know. This really isn't going to do anything. I'm just tired of the Pendulum players saying that Electrumite needs to come back. Just give them it so they can shut the fuck up. Next thing up on the limited wish list is a Mirage Stylo. Now, honestly, limiting Mirage Stylo would do absolutely nothing. Salamangreat is somewhat of a rogue deck right now. So, giving them, just throw a bone and throw a Mirage Stylo. Mirage Stylo, I don't think would do anything for the Salamangreat. deck. I don't think it would just shoot it up to like tier 1 contention like it used to be. Because, you know, Mirage Stylo is just like, it's a very good card for the Salamangreat players. But, you know, it's not going to change anything when it comes to the Salamangreat versus whatever matchup. Because Mirage Stylo, sure, will get you the Gazelle back from deck and stuff like that. So there is that. But, you know, Mirage Stylo, I think can come back to 1. I already did like some Salamangreat Mirage Stylo video. And why I think it can come off the ban list without a problem. It's because, again, it's just an underwhelming card that's banned right now. It was only banned because they wanted to hurt Salamangreat's consistency. So they banned Mirage Stylo. Honestly, I don't think they really need to worry about Salamangreat anymore. So throwing back Mirage Stylo, why not? So yeah, that is it for my limited list. Now let's get into my one semi-limited list. Malicious, you're getting a new friend in the semi-limited list, and I currently think it's Called by the Grave. Holy shit, why was this card limited in the first place? Now, hand traps have been running wild in today's current format, and I think if you put Called by the 2, it was definitely C play. A lot of people are playing Called by at 1, so why not just put it on the semi-limited list and just leave it there? I think being at the semi-limited list might be okay, you know, it gives Malicious a friend on the semi-limited list. So, you know, Called by, I think, can come back to 2. You know, I can understand why not to put it at 3, because again, it's a powerful card. You know, your combo deck can basically combo off if they end up drawing Called by the Grave. But I can see it being semi-limited because why not? Just give a friend to Malicious, and why not? I kind of like Called by the Grave, so I want it to not be at 1. So put it at 2. I think will be okay. But yeah, that's literally it for the semi-limited list. Now let's get into what I think will be unlimited. And there's only one card on the unlimited list today, and that is Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. For one reason and one reason alone, this thing got eroded. It's a hard once per turn now. Why is it on the limited list currently? I don't know why they've done that. This has been fucking eroded for a while now, and they just still kept it on the limited list. There's no point for it to be on the limited list anymore because, again, it's a hard once per turn. So just put it to 3. It's not really going to do anything because, again, yes, Dragon Link uses it, but then again, they can't use it multiple times per turn because it's a hard once per turn now. So I don't really think this belongs on the limited list anymore. So yeah, unlimited. There's really no reason for it to be limited today. And that's it for my ban list prediction. Yeah, it's not that much. There's a lot more of a wish list than there is a actual prediction. I honestly think Darkness Metal Dragon is a prediction for me, even though I said it was a wish list. I think Darkness Metal Dragon is most likely more of a prediction than it is a wish list for me. But yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.